Right, hey guys, how are we doing? Back on another video from Too Spooky. And today we're going to be checking out, explaining every member of the Charlotte family. Big Mom's 85 children. Well, it was quite good because in Whole Cake Island, there were loads of like family members that just kept popping up and just like being there for like not even like a chapter and stuff. So I thought it'd be really interesting to have it explained. Like, I don't know how in-depth he's going to go because there isn't a lot of information for some of them, but let's see where he goes for this video, shall we?
How's it going, everybody?
Too spooky here. Love it.
In this video today, we're going to be taking a little break from Devil Fruit to instead look at a different aspect.
I will be checking out Devil Fruit videos as well.
I recently did a rewatch of the One Piece anime, and have since caught up to the latest episode, which is basically at the very end of the Whole Cake Island arc, where we were introduced to the entirety of the Big Mom Pirates. When I was first reading this arc in the manga, I found myself getting very confused on who a lot of these new characters were.
There are a lot.
Especially when it came to Big Mom's various children, because there are just so many of them. So I thought it would be a fun idea to take a look at each of Big Mom's
This is
children
gonna be cool. I like
and give
this.
a short description of what each of them are all about. Because even after recently revisiting the whole entire arc in the anime, some of Big Mom's children were only introduced briefly, or really not at all, making a lot of them rather easy to forget about completely.
Well, like I was saying, like, they just pop up and then just disappear.
A guide to the Charlotte family, as we go over each of Big Mom's children one by one. Before we get started, be aware that there will of course be spoilers regarding Big Mom and her children, along with the fact that my pronunciation is god-awful, so prepare yourself because I'm going to be butchering.
I hope this doesn't spoil anything later on.
But without any more delay, let's take a look at the Charlotte
Did I just see a picture of SpongeBob?
To start with a general overview, it should be fairly obvious that the Charlotte family starts with Big Mom herself,
of course.
Charlotte Linlin, who went out to sea to become a pirate with her now head chef, Strusen, and together they formed the Big Mom Pirates. However, we also recently learned that Big Mom was on a crew with Kaido in the past. This knowledge could mean a few things, as it's all speculation right now. But in Big Mom's childhood flashback, when she teamed up
with Strusen, that she used to be friends with him,
it was kind of insinuated that they formed the Big Mom Pirates directly after that. So, by that logic, this would mean that Big Mom possibly put her crew on hold and joined a separate crew with Kaido. And then later Big Mom broke off and resumed her own crew. Or the second possibility would mean that Kaido was once a part of the Big Mom Pirates. Possibly even one of her husbands, as a few of her children might just
look
have
a bit
some
like
sort
him.
of resemblance to Kaido.
Interesting. Interesting.
But with that aside, as Big Mom forged her way through the sea to eventually become one of the four strongest pirates, she's had 85 children with 43 different husbands.
Whoa.
Out of these 85 children, she's had 46 sons and 39 daughters. Now, I know hearing that she's had 85 children sounds basically physically impossible, especially when you consider her age. But to give a small example of this timeline, Big Mom had her first child when she was 18 years old, and had her last child at the age of 60.
Right.
She is now 68
so she's 8 years later.
And likely can no longer have children due to menopause, assuming that menopause exists
within One Piece. Yeah, you can't just assume that it's...
Over the course of that 42-year period, she was somehow able to have 85 children, and with 9 months per pregnancy alone, that really shouldn't be possible.
I never really thought about that.
Normally, yes, that shouldn't be possible at all.
Right.
However, because
the
Big
maths,
Mom
right.
was practically hopping on her husband's dingleberries after every child was born, this by itself would mean she would only be able to have 42 kids if she had one every year from the age of 18 to 60. And while 42 by itself still seems like an entire frick ton of kids, it certainly isn't 85. In fact, it's only half.
I never thought about it.
Big Mom was able to have so many kids during that 42-year period was simply because of the fact that she had multiple batches of twins, triplets, quadruplets, and she also once had dusuplets, which is 10 children at once. So although she was already having children year after year for 42 years, she also gave birth to many of these children at the same time as the other children, which explains how she accumulated so many during that period.
It's quite funny.
Like we mentioned, Big Mom also had 43 husbands, however we've only ever met one, which was her 25th husband, Pound. Although
he's the guy that was stuck in the forest, wasn't he?
Husband, which would be Kaido, at least by the looks of these kids right here.
Yeah, they do have a bit of a resemblance there, don't they?
Too spooky, I got a question for you. What's up, Carl? Wouldn't it be possible for Kaido to have not been one of Big Mom's husbands, but instead just knock her up and leave like an absolute gangster? Well, that would make sense with today's standards, but Big Mom isn't your average gutter skank. She's a classy Christian lady who only fornicates after marriage, so it would only be possible if Kaido was in fact her husband at one point. And based on the timeline, it would have
she
been
got
her
standards.
third, which by that logic would likely have been around the time Big Mom and Kaido were on the same crew. So I'm just saying, it's pretty likely that Kaido married and porked Big Mom.
Quite possibly, right. Why is SpongeBob in the
way,
picture?
I
see it every time though.
Children one by one to get a better understanding of who they are and what they're all about. We will also be going in order from oldest to youngest.
Cool, I like that as well.
Let's take a look at all the different Charlotte
There's some really interesting designs for these people as well, aren't there?
The first son of the Charlotte family is none other than Charlotte Perospero, who is an executive of the Big Mom Pirates.
He's got a very, very cool design.
700 million berries,
I like the
him one of the
sweets
most
as his
dangerous
buttons.
members of the family. Perospero also plays the additional role of the Minister of Candy in Totoland.
The Minister of Candy.
This title works well due to the fact that he ate the Peropero no Mi, or lick fruit, which made him a candy human, allowing him to create various forms of candy. Perospero
Such a
was
cool
born 50 years ago from
thing
Big
to
Mom's
do,
first
be able to do.
husband.
I want candy.
Then we
Here we
have
go.
the second eldest and first daughter of the Charlotte family, Charlotte Compote, who is an executive of the Big Mom Pirates and also serves as the Minister of Fruits. Not much is known about her abilities, but it's assumed as one of Big Mom's eldest children that she is quite formidable. Compote was born 49 years ago from Big Mom's second husband. Then we have the first batch of triplets.
So they're triplets, right, okay.
Katakuri, Charlotte Daifuku, and Charlotte Oven, who were all born 48 years ago from Kaido, Big Mom's third husband.
When it comes to 4-year-old Oven,
you are not the father.
Kaido, you are the father.
Katakuri is the eldest of the triplets and is one of Big Mom's 3 sweet commanders, who
The sweet
are all
commanders.
regarded as the strongest pirates of her crew. Katakuri also has the highest known bounty of Big Mom's children at 1,057,000,000 berries. Katakuri also additionally serves as the Minister of Flour, and is an awakened devil fruit user, having the Mochi Mochi no Mi, or Mochi Mochi fruit, making him a mochi human with the ability to create and manipulate mochi, along with turning himself into mochi. Additionally,
very
Katakuri
interesting
has some of the most advanced haki we've seen thus far, as he has extremely tough armament haki,
Yes, he does.
observation haki that is so advanced that it can see into the future,
5 seconds?
along with also having Conqueror's haki, which makes Katakuri the only other Conqueror's haki user besides Big Mom herself within the Big Mom
He is a
Pirates.
formidable foe.
There's a lot I could go into about Katakuri since he is one of the central figures of the Whole Cake arc, but since this is just a general overview of all these
I like
children, we're just going
character
through the
design.
basics
I
of
like
his
the
character.
covering
the
the
last
face.
thing I did want to mention, though, is that there's a good possibility Katakuri is no longer considered a Sweet Commander after being defeated by Luffy, as when Snack, a former Sweet Commander as well, was defeated himself, he was demoted for that reason. So if getting defeated by the enemy as a Sweet Commander means that you are demoted as a precedent,
So then Katakuri's no longer one.
it's likely that the same thing is going to happen to Katakuri.
Interesting.
But that's just something to keep in mind. Daifuku is the middle child of these triplets, is an executive of the Big Mom Pirates, and also
Minister
serves
of
as the
Beans?
Minister of Beans.
Love it.
His bounty is currently unknown. However, he is known to be one of the stronger children,
There's
and
some
also
big
has
shoulders.
a very unique devil fruit, which is the Hoya Hoya no Mi, or Puff Puff fruit, which allows him to spawn a gigantic genie out of his belt buckle by rubbing his belly. The genie itself was also shown to be extremely powerful,
Yes,
as it was
it
able
was.
to cut entire ships in half with a single strike. Oven is the youngest of these triplets, is an executive of the Big
I
Mom Pirates, and
don't
also
like his
serves
colour
as the
design.
Minister
I
of
prefer
Baking.
reading
His
him as the
bounty is
manga.
unknown as well. However, he was
The
also
Minister of
shown
Baking,
to be one
of
of
course
the
he
more
is,
powerful
called
members of
Oven.
Big Mom's children, and was also one of the central figures of the Whole Cake Island arc. Part of what makes him so powerful would be his devil fruit, the Netsu Netsu no Mi, or Heat fruit.
Yeah, he can,
which
like,
makes
boil
him
the
a
water,
high
can't he?
heat
To see.
human that's able to drastically heat any part of his body and therefore severely burn his opponents. Then we have the first batch of quadruplets.
Right.
Charlotte Monde, Charlotte Amande,
Amande.
Charlotte Hachi,
Wow.
and Charlotte Ethely, who whom were all born 47 years ago from Big Mom's fourth husband.
Okay.
It should also be noted that each of these children are half-breeds from the Snakeneck tribe, therefore meaning Big Mom's fourth husband was a member of the Snakeneck tribe.
Interesting.
Monde, the eldest of the four, is an executive of the crew and is a swordswoman. And that's about all we know
got.
about
Right,
her
okay,
thus
fair enough.
far.
Okay.
Amande, the second eldest of
I like
the
the
four,
hat.
is also an executive of the crew,
But
along
the
with
Minister of
additionally
Nuts.
serving as the Minister of Nuts. And she is also a swordswoman. However,
Cool.
we've actually seen a bit more of what she's capable of. Although it may not be much more, what we've seen is that she has a very slow cutting technique that is capable of cutting almost anything that comes her way, albeit very
Oh yeah,
slowly.
the tree. Yeah.
Hachi, the second youngest of the four, is also an executive of the crew. However, that's literally the extent
That's
of
it.
what we know about
Right,
her,
nothing.
as she was never even formally introduced in
God.
manga or anime. However, from concept art, we know that she is rather tall and also carries a sword like her older
They
sisters.
all seem to be sword wielders.
The
Yeah. Oh,
youngest of
okay.
the four,
Except
is
her.
also an executive of the crew. However, unlike her three older sisters, she doesn't carry a sword, and instead wields two pistols. However, not much else is known about her
Again,
other than
not much
that.
information,
Then
right.
we have the first and only batch of quintuplets, Charlotte Opera, Charlotte Counter, Charlotte Cadenza, Charlotte Cabaletta, and Charlotte Gala, whom were all born 46
I'm guessing
years
Gala's
ago
got
from Big
not
Mom's
much info
fifth
considering
husband.
it's
Opera is the
that picture
eldest
there.
of the five, an executive
The
of the
minister
crew,
of the
along
cream.
with serving as the minister of whipped cream.
Amazing.
Fitting with his role as the whipped cream minister, he is also a devil fruit user with the Curry Curry no Mi, or cream fruit.
The cream
making
fruit.
him a cream human with the ability to create cream for various uses. The current
Such
status of
weird
Opera
devil
is
fruit
also
abilities, man.
currently unknown, as the last time we saw him, Big Mom took a great chunk of his lifespan away,
Oh,
meaning that
yeah.
he very well could be
Could
deceased.
be dead.
Counter is the second eldest of the five, and is an executive of the crew.
Jeez,
Not much
he's a
else
hacky
is known
user.
about him thus far, but we do know he is capable of using haki, and that whenever we've seen him thus far, he's had a small girl hanging from his shoulders. However, who this girl is, and what her relationship with Counter is for that matter, are unknown at this
Wow,
point in
okay, that's
time.
really interesting.
Cadenza is the
So
middle
nice.
child
Wow,
of the
mystery.
five,
Who
and
is she?
an executive of the crew. Like Counter, we also don't
He
know
uses
very
haki
much
as well.
about him,
Sweet.
but we do know he is capable of using haki as well. Cabaletta is the second youngest of the five, is an executive of the crew,
We don't
and like
know
his
much.
brothers, we once again don't know very much about him. And we also don't know for sure if he can even use haki, because we saw that he could in the anime, but this never took place in the manga.
Oh, right, I was
If
gonna
he's
say, I don't-
anything
yeah,
like his
alright, fair
siblings,
enough.
though, it's fairly likely that he
You would
can
assume that
use
they
haki
all can,
regardless.
yeah.
Gala is the youngest of the five, and has never actually made a formal appearance in the manga or anime.
Wow.
So other than his concept art, we don't have much
So
else to
just
go
that.
on. But
That's-
like his
huh.
brothers, he's a pretty big dude. Then we have the second batch of triplets, Charlotte Cracker, Charlotte Custard, and Charlotte Angel,
Angel.
who were all born 45 years ago from Big Mom's sixth
Cracker can make the
husband.
Crackers
Cracker
guy.
is the eldest of the three, and another member of the
His
Three
character
Sweet
design's cool.
Commanders, and is therefore considered one of the strongest members of the family
Minister
and
of
crew,
Biscuits.
even having a bounty of 860 million
Jeez.
berries. He additionally serves as the Minister of Biscuits, which also relates to his devil fruit, the Bisu Bisu no Mi,
Bisu
or
Bisu no
Bis
Mi.
fruit,
Bis
which
Bis
makes
Bis.
him a biscuit human with the ability to create and manipulate biscuits. And from what we've
So
seen,
weird, but-
he's somewhat of an expert at craftsmanship when it comes to these biscuits, as he was even able to create biscuit armor to fool everyone into thinking that it was his actual
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Additionally,
Because it's on
Cracker
the
is also
bounty
a very skilled
poster as well, isn't
swordsman
it?
with his sword Pretzel, along with having very powerful armament haki. Since Cracker was another important figure in the Whole Cake arc, there's a lot more we could talk about with him, but because we still have so many siblings
There's
to
a
go
lot.
through,
There's a lot.
we'll keep going on down the line. Although, like I mentioned with Katakuri, since Cracker was defeated
He's
by
probably
Luffy,
been demoted as
it
well,
could
right?
very well mean that he has since been demoted from the title of Sweet Commander.
Okay.
Custard is the middle child of the three, and is an executive of the crew. Other than that, we don't know much else about her or what
She wields
she's
a sword.
capable of. However, she's likely some sort of swordswoman, as she carries a sword at her side.
One would
Angel
assume.
is the youngest of the three, and is also an
A gunslinger?
executive of the crew. But similar to Custard, we don't know anything about her. 44 years ago, Charlotte Zuccato was born from Big Mom's seventh husband, which makes him the 18th
Minister
child
of
thus far,
alcohol.
and the
Love it.
11th son. We We also don't know much about Zucado in terms of what he's capable of, but we do know that he is an executive of the crew and additionally serves as the Minister of Alcohol.
How would that be? I'd want to be that minister.
We have the first set of regular twins born, being Charlotte Brulee and Charlotte
And
Bryan,
Brulee's ability is
who
the
were born
mirrors?
from Big Mom's 8th husband. Brulee is the older of the two and also serves as an executive
Such
of
a
the crew.
strange
She
character
played
design.
A pretty crucial role throughout
Yeah,
the
she
whole
did.
big arc, as you know, and for that reason I won't be going too deep into what she's capable of, but her main combat ability comes from her devil fruit,
The mirrors.
the Mira Mira no Mi,
Yeah.
or Mirror Mirror fruit, which makes her a mirror human with the ability to create mirrors that can also reflect attacks or even appearances.
Pretty
Additionally,
OP when you
giving
think
her
about what she can
access
do
to
with
a
it.
completely separate dimension called Mirror World, giving her access to move in or out of any mirrors present within a certain radius. Additionally, she's also very easily captured.
Yeah.
Brian, being the younger of the two, also serves as an executive.
Dragging her
of the
around
crew,
everywhere.
along with
The Minister of
additionally serving
Meringue.
as the Minister of Meringue. We currently don't know anything about her combat capabilities at the moment.
Big sword.
However, she's likely a swordswoman of some sort, as she's seen carrying a rather long sword. Then we have the third batch of triplets, Charlotte Nustort, Charlotte Bascarde, and Charlotte Dosemarsh, who were all
Dosemarsh
born
looks
42 years
cool.
ago from Big Mom's 9th husband. Nustort is the eldest of the triplets and an executive of the crew, along with additionally serving as the Minister of Transport. As far as his abilities go, we never saw exactly what he could do in the manga.
It's mad that
but
there's
in the
so
anime,
many
we
of them,
saw
but they
that he
didn't
could
do
shoot
much, like-
needles, along with being able to generate wind by blowing really hard. Regardless of if that's canon or not, we
so
do
they seem
know
to have
that
added
he and
quite a
his
bit
two
into the
brothers
anime,
were
haven't
tasked
they?
with eliminating Germa, therefore taking over their scientific
Germa
research.
66.
Also getting an army of 10,000 men from the crew to accomplish this. Ultimately, he and his two brothers were defeated, but nobody on Big Mom's crew expected them to actually get defeated by Germa, meaning the three of them must be quite strong
Must
if they were entrusted
be,
with that
yeah.
task without any doubt of failure. Bascarde
Yeah, to
is
be
the
surprised
middle child
is very
of the
much like,
triplets and
yeah,
an
you would have thought
executive
they
of the
were
crew as well.
of that
Based on what we
caliber.
mentioned with Nustort, it's insinuated that he's rather strong. However, he was ultimately defeated at the hands of Germa as well. As far as his combat ability
Germa's
goes, we saw
pretty
that he
powerful.
was able to generate flames from his hands, along with being able to breathe fire in general. Dosemarsh is the youngest of the three, also being an
Minister of
executive of the
Tea.
crew, and additionally serves as the Minister of Tea. Like his brothers, it's insinuated that he's rather strong. However, his actual abilities are also unknown. In the anime, it was shown that he could control his sword at a distance. However, it's not known if this represents his actual capabilities. 41 years ago, Charlotte Noisette
They
was
really
born
did
from
add some
Big
extra
Mom's
stuff to the
10th
anime, didn't they?
husband,
Jesus.
now being the 24th child and 15th son.
Noisette.
He is an executive of the crew and additionally
I like the
serves
weapon.
as the Minister of Finances. His abilities were never demonstrated, so we don't know what he's capable of. But
nice
at the very
beard.
least, we know that he carries some sort of dual-bladed halberd. Then we have the fourth batch of triplets, Charlotte Moscato, Charlotte Mash, and Charlotte Cornstarch, who were all
Cornstarch.
born 40 years ago from Big Mom's 11th husband.
Okay.
Moscato is the eldest of the triplets and executive
Minister of
the crew,
Gelato.
and additionally serves as the Minister of Gelato. We
So
don't know
weird.
anything about his combat abilities thus far. However, one thing I need to bring up is the fact that he is indeed alive. Towards the beginning of the arc, we saw Big Mom take a huge fraction of Moscato's lifespan while he tried to calm her down during her rampage. And because of that, many people figured that Big Mom straight up killed him, considering he was already 40 years old and Big Mom took 40 years of his life.
Yeah.
However, like I said, he recovered a few days later and is still kicking. Although at this point, he probably doesn't have very
We
much
got
time
much
left.
time now,
Mash is
unfortunately.
the middle child of the triplets and an executive of the crew. Similar to her brother, we don't know anything about her combat abilities. However, we do know that she carries a sword due to her concept art.
She's holding a
Cornstarch is
gun
the
in
youngest
that.
of the three, an executive of the crew, and additionally serves as the
Minister of
Minister
Love.
of Love.
Lovely.
Like her siblings, we don't know anything about her combat
Such a
capabilities
strange
whatsoever.
design.
Then we have the second set of regular twins, Charlotte Compo and Charlotte Lauren, who
Compo
were
and
born
Lauren.
39 years ago from Big Mom's 12th husband. Compo is the older of the two, an executive of the crew, and
It
additionally
looks like
serves
something
as
from
the Minister
an old
of
Cartoon
Pie.
Network
As a reoccurring
cartoon.
theme at this point, we don't know anything about what he's
Can't remember
capable
what
of
it
thus
is.
far. Lauren is the younger of the two and an executive of the crew. As far as his
Here's
abilities
Johnny.
go, we don't know what he's capable of. However, he has been seen carrying an axe. 38 years ago, Charlotte Montdor was born from
Montdor.
Big Mom's 13th husband. Montdor is an executive of the crew and additionally serves
Mr.
as the Minister of Cheese. Montdor also has a devil fruit called the Buku Buku no Mi, or Book fruit, which makes him a book human and allows him to manipulate books to varying degrees, which also gives him the additional
Actually
ability
quite
of
cool.
managing Big Mom's exotic creatures and pirates
Yeah,
collection,
store them
along with
in there.
also
It's quite
generally
handy.
transcribing various documents for the crew as a whole. While we haven't seen much from him combat-wise, we have seen that he was a key figure in orchestrating the pursuit of Veggie and the Straw Hats, being able to relay information to various groups across Totoland all at once, and keep
They
the plan
do come up with like
organized and
some
moving
weird devil fruit
smoothly,
abilities, and
or
then you
at
come up with
least
some
as
really
smoothly as you
interesting
could.
concepts.
In
It's
general,
like,
showing us that he is
it
one of the
sounds
more
stupid at first, but then when
technical
you see,
and
it's like they
intelligent
always say,
members
don't
of
they?
the
You can
family.
expand
Then we
upon
have
your devil
the
fruit
third
abilities.
set of regular twins, Charlotte Mozart and Charlotte Mariner, whom were born 37 years ago from
They
Big
got
Mom's
the hair
14th
going on.
husband. Mozart is the elder of the twins and an executive of the crew. Other than that, we know absolutely nothing about her. Mariner is the younger of the twins
Minister
and
of Yeast.
executive of the crew, and additionally serves as the Minister of Yeast. Similar to her sister, we know absolutely nothing about her, although she has been seen carrying a large cane. Then we have the fourth set of regular twins, Charlotte High Fat and Charlotte Tablet.
Interesting names. It's like, did he just start running out?
High Fat is the elder of the two and an executive of the family. Once again, we really don't know anything else about him other than the fact that he carries around a large sword. Tablet is the younger of the two, an executive of the family,
Minister
and
of
additionally
Toppings.
serves as the Minister of Toppings.
He looks
like his
like,
brother, we don't know anything else about him.
the bad
Then
guy
we have
from
the fifth batch of triplets, Charlotte Smoothie,
Incredibles.
Charlotte Citron, and Charlotte Cinnamon, whom were born from Big Mom's
Smoothie's a
16th
big deal,
husband,
isn't she?
who happened to be a member of the Long Leg tribe, making the triplets hybrids of the Long Leg tribe as well.
Right.
Smoothie is the oldest of the three and the final
Sweet
member of
Commander.
the three Sweet Commanders, along with additionally serving as the Minister of Juice. As one of the three Sweet Commanders, Smoothie is considered one of the
Long
strongest
leg
members
best
of the
girl.
family with a bounty of 932 million berries. As one of the Sweet Commanders, we also got to see a good deal of what she was capable of throughout the arc. However, Smoothie was easily the commander we saw the least of. From what we did see, what makes her the most threatening would be her devil fruit, the Shibo Shibo no Mi, or Ring Ring fruit, which makes her a dehydration human, with the ability to squeeze the juices out of any living or non-living object. This also grants her the additional ability of absorbing the liquid into herself and her weapon, which subsequently causes her body and sword to grow larger. The height also depends on the amount of liquid she absorbs. She can then release this liquid in the form of an energy blast, which can cause massive damage if they strike their target.
Damn.
And releasing the liquid also causes Smoothie to shrink back to her
normal size, right.
Citron, the middle child of the three,
The
is
Minister
an
of
executive of the crew, along with additionally serving as the Minister of Eggs. However, unlike Smoothie, we really don't know anything about
about her,
Citron,
yeah.
other than the fact that she serves directly under Smoothie.
You
by
can see in the
looks
character
of it,
design
and
though
seems
that
to
like
get along
you
with
can
her
just
two
tell
sisters.
who's got
Cinnamon
stuff
is
going
the
on
youngest of the three and is an executive
within the
of
story.
crew. Similar to Citron, we really don't know anything else about her.
You
But
can
she
just
also serves under
Smoothie's
Smoothie
just
and
character
gets
design
along
just
with her
screams,
sisters.
I'm going to have
The only
a role
additional
here.
thing to add would be that she also wields a large sword similar to Smoothie. Then we've got the fifth set of regular twins, Charlotte Saint Mark and Charlotte
Saint Mark and
Bazan, who were
Bazans.
born 34 years ago from Big Mom's 17th husband. Saint Mark is the elder of the two, and executive of the crew, and additionally serves as the Minister of Essence.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, we don't really know anything else about his character. Bazans is the younger of the
Wow,
two,
what a
and
character
another
design.
executive of the crew. Like his brother, the extent of what we know about him
Jesus.
is here. 33 years
Some of
ago,
them, do you reckon he
Charlotte Elise was born
just had a
from Big
laugh with
Mom's
some of the
18th
designs,
husband.
which just like,
By this point, this makes her the 40th child and 17th daughter of the Charlotte family. We unfortunately don't know anything else about Melise, other than the fact that she is an executive of the crew.
Right.
Although she does appear to have antlers,
Yeah.
so she could be another hybrid race. 32 years ago, Charlotte Dequoise
Dequoise,
was
what a
born from Big
name.
Mom's 19th husband, which makes him the 41st
The
child
Minister of
and
Jam.
24th son of the Charlotte family. Dequoise is an executive of the crew and additionally serves as the Minister of Jam. It's unknown if he's from another race or not, but he
the
does have
wings.
large purple wings
Yeah.
on his back, somewhat similar to whatever race Magellan is
Yeah.
from. Other than that, we don't know much else about him
Interesting.
or his combat ability. Then we have the 6th set
My
of
God,
regular
what a-
twins, Charlotte Gillette and Charlotte Poir,
Poir.
who were born 31 years ago from Big Mom's 20th husband. Gillette is the older of the two, an executive of the crew, and additionally serves as the Minister of Butter, which also works well with her devil
Smooth
fruit, the
like
Bata Bata
butter.
no Mi, or Butter Butterfruit, which makes her a butter human with the ability to manipulate butter to varying
So weird.
degrees.
So weird.
From what we saw, this butter can be used to make things slippery, or also be used as a somewhat sticky liquid to bind people. The younger of the two is therefore Poir, who is an executive of the
Scary.
crew.
That is a scary
Unfortunately,
design.
we don't know anything else about her other than that, although one thing to note would be that she has a very sharp smile. Then we've got the 7th set of regular twins, Charlotte Snack and Charlotte Barbarois, whom were born 30 years ago from Big Mom's 21st husband.
Okay.
Snack is the elder of the two, is an
Look at that
executive
design,
of the
man.
crew, and additionally serves as the Minister of Fries. Although one
Nice.
important thing to note about Snack would be the fact that he was formerly one of the 3 Sweet Commanders, and has a bounty of 600 million berries, therefore making him one of the strongest members of the family. The reason he lost that title was because he was defeated by Yarouge, and therefore must have been punished by being demoted.
Right.
Unlike the current Sweet Commanders, Snack doesn't have a devil fruit from what we've seen, and instead fights solely with his brute strength and a large katana.
Nice.
Barbarois is the younger of the two and is an executive of the crew. Unfortunately, our knowledge of him ends there, but we do know he commands his own ship and
It is
fleet,
cool that the character
along
designs
with
for all
likely
these just
having
like
some
are completely
sort of
like
boxing
different. That's
combat
not like
ability
similarities
as he
throughout
wears
all of them.
boxing gloves. Then we've got the 8th set of regular twins, Charlotte Prim and Charlotte Praline, whom were born 29 years ago
Now,
from Big Mom's 22nd
Praline
husband,
is married to one of the
who
fishermen,
happened
isn't
to
she?
be a fishman,
Yeah.
making both of these daughters mermaid-human hybrids. Prim is the older of the two, an executive of the crew, and an octopus-mermaid-human hybrid. Unfortunately, we don't know anything else about her thus far, but we do know that she carries a trident. Praline is the younger of the two, a hammerhead shark mermaid-human hybrid, and formerly served as the Minister of Design, as she has since defected from Big Mom's crew. Praline was married to Aladdin to form a bond between the Charlotte family and the Sun Pirates. However, that bond has since been broken by the Sun Pirates' betrayal. In addition to this, we've seen that Praline has a very pleasant singing voice that was capable of manipulating the territory slugs in Big Mom's territory. Then we have the 6th
Very
batch
cool.
of triplets, Charlotte Canton, Charlotte Cato, and Charlotte Montby, who were born
Montby.
28 years ago from Big Mom's 23rd husband. Compton is the eldest of the three, an executive of the crew, and additionally serves as the Minister of Augur.
What's
although we
Augur?
don't really know much about him other than that. Cato is the middle child
That's a
of
cool
the three,
design,
an
that's
executive of
absolutely
the crew,
class.
and additionally serves as the Minister of Seeds. An interesting thing to note about him would be that it appears his head is actually
A pumpkin,
of
yeah.
sorts, although it could just be a mask or helmet at
Yeah.
the same time. In terms of his combat abilities, we've seen that he's quite fast and put up a fight briefly against Pedro, but that's about it. Montby is the
Again,
youngest
weird,
of the
innit? They
three
just threw
and
him
an
in for, like, one
executive
fight and
of the
then-
crew. However, he barely made an appearance in the manga or anime, therefore we
Yeah, I don't
know
remember
next
him
to
at
nothing
all.
about him. 27 years ago, Charlotte Chibaust was born from Big Mom's 24th husband, making him the 51st child and
Minister of
30th
Mix.
son thus
Wicca, wicca.
far. Chibaust is an executive of the crew and additionally serves as the Minister of Mix. However, we haven't really seen him
Shield
doing
hero,
anything thus
huh?
far, but he does carry around a very large shield. Then we've got the 9th set of
Ah.
regular twins, Charlotte Chiffon
And
and
Lola?
Charlotte Lola,
There we go.
whom were born 26 years ago from Big Mom's 25th husband. Pound. Hashtag RIP. Chiffon is the older of the two and formerly served as the Minister of Puff, formerly due to the fact that she has since defected from the family with her husband Veggie,
Yeah.
who were originally married to solidify an alliance between Big Mom and the Fire Tank Pirates.
But then they
Chiffon
tried
has
to
also
assassinate
since given
Big Mom.
birth to Pez, the only known grandchild of the Charlotte family thus far.
Huh.
Chiffon played a big role throughout the arc,
Yeah.
and helped the Straw Hats both with the cake and just escaping in general. Lola is the younger of the two and formerly served as the Minister
Of
of
Chocolate.
Chocolate. Formerly because Lola has also defected from the
Yeah,
crew.
she was on Thriller
However,
Bark,
she
wasn't
did
she?
so a long while ago, because she wanted to marry someone that she chooses herself rather than having her marriage arranged. Because of this, Lola does not realize that Big Mom actually despises her existence for ruining an important alliance. As Lola was supposed
Yeah,
to marry
it's
the
brought
Prince
up and
of
she just goes
Elbaf
mental,
before
doesn't she?
left to sail the seas. It should also be noted that Lola was the first member of the Charlotte family we met in the story, as she was introduced all the way back in Thriller Bark, and was even responsible for giving Nami the Vivre card that was integral to the Straw Hat's success in Whole Cake.
Yeah, mental.
She has since
absolutely mental.
become the captain of the Rolling Pirates. Then we have the second group of quadruplets, Charlotte Mobile, Charlotte Marble, Charlotte Mukuru, and Charlotte Maple, whom were all born 25 years ago
Started
from
running
Big
out of names again.
husband, whom was a member of the Long Arm tribe, therefore making these children long arm human hybrids.
Right.
Mobile is the eldest of these four, an executive of the crew,
And the Minister of
additionally serves
Tasting.
as the Minister of Tasting. Unfortunately, we don't really know anything else about him or his abilities at this point in time. Marble is the second eldest of these four, and is an executive
Yeah,
of
those
the crew.
arms are
Like
long,
her
aren't they?
brother, we don't know any additional information about
I
her
never
thus
really
far.
look.
Mukuru
Every time I
is
look
the
at them now, I'm just a bit like,
second
oh.
youngest of these four, and is an executive of the crew. We also don't really know anything about her, but we have seen that she wields a large katana. Maple is the youngest of these four, and is also an executive of the crew. Similar to her siblings, we don't know anything about her. In fact, she was only briefly shown in the manga and wasn't shown in the anime whatsoever.
Oh wow, okay, so they
24 years ago,
could have
Charlotte
done more
Brownie
there
was
with the
born
anime.
from Big Mom's 27th husband,
Brownie.
making him the 58th child and 32nd son thus far. Brownie is an executive of the crew, and that's really all we know about him.
S-rank
He
hero,
has been
hey?
seen holding a bat during battles, and he's also been shown to have his own ship.
Whoop,
23
whoop.
years ago, Charlotte Jocone was born from Big Mom's 28th husband, making her the 59th child and 27th daughter.
God,
thus
she
far.
looks like she don't want to
Jocone
be
is
there.
an executive of the crew, and we don't know anything about her, other than the fact that she wields a large lance. 22 years ago, Charlotte
Cool
Raisin
character
was born from
design.
Big Mom's 29th husband.
Madara.
Raisin is an executive of the crew, and although we don't know a whole lot about him, we at least know that he's a hockey user, as he was able to coat his sword with armament hockey against Luffy, along with just being a decent and quick swordsman in general. 21 years ago,
I nearly
Charlotte
made a
Panna was
tweet
born from
saying
Big
that
Mom's
Madara
30th
appeared,
husband.
but I said
Panna
I
is
left
an
that.
executive of the crew, and like many of the others, we don't know anything about her
Whoa.
abilities. One thing to note
Look at
would
those
be that her
claws.
weapons consist of large claws.
Yeah.
Then we have the 10th set of regular twins, Charlotte Mascarpone and Charlotte Joscarpone, whom were born 20
Mascarpone
years ago
and
from
Joscarpone.
Big Mom's 31st husband. It should also be noted that her 31st husband was another member of the Snake Neck tribe, making these two Snake Neck human hybrids.
Right.
Mascarpone is the elder of the two, an executive of the crew, along with additionally serving as the Minister of Silverware.
Nice.
Joscarpone is the younger of the two and an executive of the crew. Between the two of them, we did get to see a little bit of their skill against Luffy after he defeated Cracker,
Right.
including the fact that they used Naginata as their
Ah,
weapon,
yeah.
which is basically a large staff with a blade at the top. We later saw that these two also used bow and arrows against the Thousand Sunny while they were trying to escape,
Yeah.
so this could insinuate that the two of them are also
God, can you imagine holding that and then just be like, please actually aim it into the mirror?
was born from Big Mom's 32nd husband,
I wouldn't trust
making
him.
him the 64th child and 35th son at this point.
Whoa.
Ewan is an executive of the crew, and as far as his abilities go, the only thing we've seen thus far would be that he uses some sort of staff with an orb on the top, and this orb has the ability to grow
expand,
to an
yeah.
enormous size, which was capable of knocking Sanji out of the sky with great force. So the fact that he can control this staff, even with the orb being so massive, is certainly a testament to his strength.
Yeah, weird again.
Then we have
Just
the
come in, does
fabled
that, and then nothing. It's like, oh, don't even
which,
explain
for
that.
the
Alright.
record, is 10 children
Oh
born at
my
once,
God.
which are Charlotte Nuichi, Charlotte Nuji, Charlotte Nushi,
Oh my
Charlotte
God, yeah.
Nusan,
Definitely ran out of
Charlotte
names
Yugo,
here.
Charlotte
And
Nutmeg,
design.
Charlotte Akimeg, Charlotte Almeg, Charlotte Harumeg, and Charlotte Fuyumeg, whom were all born 18 years ago from Big Mom's 33rd husband.
Yeah.
Each of the boys resemble
I think
each
this
other
is
to
where,
some extent, as they all have the same
he decided
shaggy,
to just
purple hair. However, they vary in height and
get a
weight.
little bit lazy with the
The same
design.
can be said for the girls, whom all have the same brown-colored hair with varying styles, and also
Just a
vary
different
in height and weight.
coloured
Each
ribbon.
of these 10 children are also considered executives of the crew. As far as their abilities go,
Yeah, them,
we
they're
know
just
at least
different
a few
hat
of them
colours.
are able to use Geppo or Moonwalk, and almost all of them carry some sort of scythe.
Mm.
But one important thing to note would be that Nushi has eaten a devil fruit called the Gacha Gacha no Mi, which allows all 10 of these children to combine together into one single hulking entity, essentially allowing Nushi to merge with other people, which he does with his other siblings. We didn't actually get to see this giant form do anything, but one thing to note would be that each of the siblings' weapons are also combined into one large scythe. 17 years ago, Charlotte Nougat was born from Big Mom's 34th husband, making him the 75th child
That's a cool
and
character
41st
design.
son at this point. Nougat is an executive of the crew, but as far as anything else goes, we don't know anything. Really, the only thing to note is that he wears fur in front of his mouth, similar to
Katakuri, yeah.
so it's possible he's got something to hide under there,
Maybe.
or he just looks up to his older brother.
Maybe, yeah, a
16
lot of
years
they
ago,
did
Charlotte
respect
Pudding
him a
was
lot,
born
didn't
from
they?
Big Mom's 35th husband, who happened to be a member of the infamous Three-Eye Tribe. Wait, whoa. Hold up a second. Pudding was born 16 years ago, which means that she's only 16, and Sanji is 21 after the time skip. Oh God, Sanji, what are you doing,
Oh
man?
dear.
That's illegal. Dude, not cool. Not
Oh god.
Jesus Christ, what were they thinking? Now, putting that aside, Pudding is
No,
one
it's
of the
terrible.
central figures of the whole cake arc, obviously.
Yeah.
So we know a lot more about her than a lot of the others. Namely that she's
God,
a master
I didn't even-
of
wow.
manipulation,
We've learned
She's
a
deadly
lot
with
in
a
this
gun,
video.
And she also has a devil fruit, being the Memo no Mi or Memory fruit.
It's an interesting one,
which
isn't
allows her
it?
to alter someone's memories to
Sad
varying
that you
degrees.
did that with
An
the
additional
Sanji.
fact would be that those from the Three-Eyed Tribe apparently gain the ability to hear the voice of all things at some point in their life, meaning that Pudding will eventually be able to read and decipher the writing on poneglyphs.
Oh, on the poneglyphs,
And
right.
although Pudding has not unlocked this ability quite yet, it shows us that she will be a central figure in regards to Big Mom's goal to become the king of the pirates. Additionally, Pudding is also considered an executive of the crew. 15 years ago, Charlotte Flampe was born from Big Mom's
There we go.
36th husband.
Isn't she
which
the one that
turn
interferes
makes
in
her
the fight with
77th
Katakuri?
child and 36th daughter thus far. Flampe is easily one of the worst members of the Charlotte family. Disrespecting my man Katakuri is unforgivable.
Yeah, man.
But we've
Ugh.
also learned from this experience that she is well liked by most members of her family, namely her older brothers. In addition to that, Flampe has considerable skill with a blowgun, being able to shoot what she dubs
Well, she got
needles that
Luffy,
travel
didn't
so
she?
quickly
Yeah.
and silently that even those with very advanced observation hockey aren't even able to see them coming.
And that's why
These
Katakuri
needles
stabs
have also
himself,
been
doesn't he, to
shown
put him on
be
equal
incredibly
footing.
accurate. Additionally, Flampe is also considered an executive of the crew. The next few children after this are all rather young, and therefore are not considered executives of the crew yet.
Right, okay.
Meaning the age of 15 appears to be where a child is...
Oh, right, okay, yeah, that's interesting. So when they get 15, then they can be part of the crew, right?
Because of this, we also don't know anything about these children's abilities. That in mind, 14 years ago, Charlotte Anglais was born from Big Mom's 37th husband, making
Okay.
him the 78th child and 42nd son of the Charlotte family. 13 years ago, Charlotte Wafers was born
Wafers.
from Big Mom's 38th husband, making her the 79th child and 37th daughter of the Charlotte family. 12 years ago, Charlotte Wero was born from Big Mom's 39th husband, whom also
Neck.
happened to be from the Snake Neck tribe, making him yet another Snake Neck human hybrid, along with being the 80th child and 43rd son of the Charlotte family. 11 years ago, Charlotte Dechat was
Dechat.
born from Big Mom's 40th husband, whom also happened to be a fishman.
Fishman, you'd
making
think,
him
yeah,
a
look at the
fishman
thing,
human
yeah.
hybrid. 10 years ago, Charlotte Normande was born from Big Mom's 41st husband, whom also happened to be a dwarf, making her
Wow.
a dwarf-human hybrid. On that note, I'm really, truly sorry for putting this image in your heads. But how the hell does that even work?
Oh, God.
Like, did Big Mom just take the poor guy and stuff him up inside her and just hope for the best?
Oh, I never
Honestly, I
thought
don't
of
even
that.
want to know how it works. I'm sorry about that. But just know that Big Mom porked a dwarf. That happened. Then Big Mom had her 11th and final
God.
set of twins, Charlotte Dolce and Charlotte Draghi, whom were born 9 years ago from Big Mom's 42nd husband. And
There we go.
finally, 8 years ago, Big Mom had
Anna.
her final child with her 43rd husband. That child being Charlotte Anana, which also makes her the 85th child and 39th
A lot of
daughter
children.
of the
My
Charlotte
God.
family. So as you can see, a lot of these characters were introduced just to be quickly cast aside during the
Yeah.
arc. And I can certainly understand why. 85 new characters in a single arc is a
It's
big
a lot.
number,
It's
and finding
huge, isn't
something
it?
for all of them to do would be quite the challenge. Especially considering the Big Mom pirates don't consist
At least the
of
thought was
only
gone
Big
into
Mom's
it,
children,
like the
so
design
there
of
were
that.
a ton of other characters as well. Because there were so many of these children, though, it was also easy to forget who a lot of them were,
Definitely,
as some of them
yep.
weren't even formally introduced throughout the arc. So that's the main reason I wanted to put this video together, to give myself, and hopefully all of you, a better understanding of who these characters were, and what they were capable of, if we even got to see that much. So hopefully you now have a better understanding of the Charlotte family and all the characters that were a part of it. Even if it's just putting a face to a name, I at least hope you learned something.
That was a good video. That was really, really good, yeah.
Drop the absolute fattest like that you possibly can. Like, drop a fatter like than Big Mom herself. Thick Mama. I know that's probably not possible, but I want you to try your best. Also, be sure to subscribe with those notifications on so you don't miss the next One Piece related video. Be sure to drop a follow on Twitter at 2SpookyTube. And also be sure to check out some of the new merch we've recently dropped. Lots of different designs so that you can show off your spooky side in style. You can find all those links in the description.
That was really good. That was very informative. And funny in places. I thought that was quite... Oh, the dwarf thing. But yeah, so I'm going to check out more 2 spooky ones. I think I'll check out like one a week now, because I tried checking one out a while ago, and it spoiled quite a few things for me. So I think I am in spoiler-free territory now when it comes to the videos I want to check out. So I think every week I'll throw a 2 spooky video in. And yeah, thanks to my patrons. If you want to have your name at the end of every video I upload, link is in the description to the Patreon page. $1 a month helps support the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Thank you guys for that. And then thank you all for watching. What do you guys think of that? What do you guys think of this? Click like, subscribe if you haven't already. Leave comments down below. Let me know what I should watch in future videos. And I'll see you guys next time.